welcome to another episode of Raman Reasons. We've seen a couple of days of absorbing cricket at Lord's, and it's set up nicely because both the sides have adopted a cautious approach, and they have decided that that's the best way to approach on this surface because the ball is not really coming on, and also the fact that there's a little bit of extra movement available for the seamers from the surface at Lord's. That's exactly why Ben Stokes, on winning the toss, decided to bat first, as the recent trend has been that the side winning the toss at Lord's have opted to bowl first and also gone on to win the test match. But here, Ben Stokes obviously is decided that it's going to be a difficult track to bat on later on in the test match, and he's got it right because we did see that run making was difficult because the ball was not coming onto the bat, and moreover, the Indian bowlers were also a lot more disciplined as the season has progressed. Indians made one change, as did the Englishman. Bumrah came in for Prasidh Krishna in the Indian lineup, while Jofra Archer replaced Josh Tongue in the England 11. It was expected, and any more changes would have obviously been considered as a surprise because both the sides are fairly well set based on what happened in the first two test matches. The England innings was anchored by Joe Root, and obviously is been the linchpin of the England batting lineup for many years, and he keeps churning runs day in and day out just for fun. His innings was one of caution, and it was also an innings where he was extremely cautious about not getting his front foot across the pitch, which has resulted in his downfall on a few occasions. He remained unbeaten on 99, and it would have been a great relief for him. The very first ball when he played through the offside to get to his 100, and he obviously decided that he was going to be a bit more positive with the Indians bowling with the second new ball. Now let's have a look at what the Indians did as far as bowling on day one is concerned. Jasprit Bumrah ended up with just one wicket, but what he did really well was to look to bowl good overs in each of his spells on day one. He realized that there's not much of help in the air, and even though he got the ball to jag both ways off the surface, the Englishman obviously decided not to take any risks against him and also to try and play off his spells without really going after him. As a result, he ended up with just one wicket, and I, for one, felt that the Indians tried a bit too hard on day one, and Akash Deep in particular was looking to do something differently than what he did at Edgbaston. He was looking to try and get the ball to swing, and in trying to do so, he was bowling a fuller length. He has to realize that he's a kind of bowler who is better off bowling back of length as he did in Edgbaston, and also the fact that the ball was going a lot more slower of the surface at Lord's than it did in Edgbaston did not really make him as effective as he was in the second test, and that's something that he learned from experience. Obviously, Siraj was his own self rather was really running in hard and giving it all. It was very impressive stuff from Jadeja, the way he bowled his spell, and is getting the wicket of Ollie Pope was the breakthrough that really sort of brought back India into the game because Pope and Root had put on a very good partnership. What Jadeja did well was to bowl the right kind of length wherein he got the ball to spin and jump as well on day one. But after he got the wicket of Ollie Pope, for some reason he decided to bowl a lot more fuller in length. He was perhaps not giving it enough revolutions. But nonetheless, he bowled extraordinarily well on day one, and he provided a lot of break for the fast bowlers as well. The second new ball was taken when it was due, and a lot of things happened on day two when Bumrah continued to pursue his objective, that of bowling good overs in each and every spell. He reaped rich rewards on day two when he got a ball to jack back off the surface using the slope at Lord's, a delivery that got rid of Ben Stokes. He had got off to a start, but he was far too cautious for his own good, and once again, he did not convert his start into something substantial. And then Bumrah quickly followed up with a couple of wickets, and there was a situation when India would have fancied bowling out England for just around 300, but that was not to be because Jamie Smith once again played a fantastic innings for his side. Of course, he was lucky to be lit off in the slips by KL Rahul, and that enabled him to build a partnership with Cars. And quite obviously, players like Jamie Smith will not let go of opportunities. He made use of the good luck he had at the start of the innings and carved out another half century, which is absolutely useful under the circumstances as far as England are concerned. Plus, also was very determined at the crease, and he notched up a half century too. And it goes to show that England definitely has a very deep batting lineup. But 387 is all they got, and the Indians needed to bat really well because this is going to be a tricky track as the match progressed, and therefore India needed to ensure that they batted long, they put up a lot of runs, and possibly at least ensure that they were not going to be in any kind of bother towards the fourth and the fifth day of the Test match. Be that as it may, KL Rahul got off to a good start even though he lost his partner quickly enough. And KL Rahul is sticking to one fantastic recipe that he has banked on, which is to just try and play inside the line of the ball, not get behind the line of the ball, for the simple reason that whenever he's tried to get behind the line of the ball, he's struggled to get the bat to make good contact with the ball. As a result, he's stayed beside the line and he's also left deliveries that have been pitched outside the off stump. Perhaps, if at all anybody can say about his batting, is just that he's not been really putting away all the opportunities that came his way. He has been a tad over defensive at times, but there again, it looks like the Indian side is also following what England did, that of occupying the crease, staying long, and grinding out the opposition. What a turnaround this has been in terms of the approach. England, which always backed its baseball theory and baseball approach, have resorted to playing it in the traditional manner, that of looking to play time, occupy crease, and grind the opposition attack. And India trying to replicate that is not a surprise because they are aware of the fact that they're going to be batting second and fourth in this test match. And until now, they've been clearly dominating England in more ways than one. And they would like to ensure that they don't give an inch or even a quarter of an inch to the opposition. And that's the reason why we've seen the Indian batters resort to grinding away the England attack. The man in great form, Shubman Gill, has had a failure, which is probably something that will not really be a cause for concern as far as fans and India are concerned, because a failure now and then will always ensure that the captain would obviously work things out and come back with a lot more determination the next time he walks out to bat. But India still has a lot of depth in batting, and I, for one, look forward to KL Rahul really anchoring this innings because he's capable of playing long, and India also has the depth in batting. And it was rather unfortunate that Karun Nair once again did not capitalize on the start that he got, once again falling to a nothing short at 40. He will be absolutely disappointed with what he did, and he'll probably take some kind of encouragement from the fact that he hung in there and he got a 40 under difficult circumstances. But quite obviously, there's only so much allowance that a team management will provide any player. And if at all he gets another opportunity in this test match, he's got to really make a big score to try and ensure that he stays back in the 11 in the remaining test matches. But as the test match stands now at the end of day two, it can be anybody's game. And the result of this game will hinge on how India bats in the first innings because if they don't put up enough runs on the board, they will be in a bit of bother. And if they can try and get close to the England score or possibly even get a lead, then they can put the pressure on England when they bat second because all it takes is one good session. And we've seen England come a cropper at times when they resorted to their famous baseball theory. But that's still a long way away. But the first job on hand for India is to bat well and ensure that they are going to be in a position where they can either pile up pressure on England or probably play it very safe and ensure they secure a draw in this test match. As they say, the third day of a test match is a moving day, and a lot of moves can take place on day three. Keep watching our young side battling away and playing some absorbing cricket in England, and I'll be with you at the end of the test match. So until then, be good and stay safe.